Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I just wanted to take a few minutes to bring you up to speed with some important changes happening soon and what that means for the channel moving forward. So whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. I want to cut to the chase and share this important update to you with as little fluff as possible. First of all, I'll be heading off on a 10-day long vacation to go scuba diving in the Red Sea tomorrow, which will result in things being a little quieter than usual on the channel. This means I won't be able to provide update videos on the latest news, drama, and information you've come to expect from me during those 10 days. I'll likely miss some details about the upcoming Halloween event and the new Slayer creature, as I do anticipate Jagex showcasing these before they're released in some kind of news post or livestream. While I won't have a video on these bits of content in advance, I do promise to provide coverage once it is released, just not any pre-release information in the form of a video. This includes any drama that might occur while I'm swimming amongst the fishes, which is something that always seems to happen while I'm away. What I'm saying here is that I wouldn't be surprised to see a Hero Pass 2 announcement in between dives. Now let's talk about the main reason I'm making this exact channel update. It's for some exciting news, and while it might not come as a surprise to some, it should be a surprise to most of you watching. I recently graduated with a degree in industrial engineering, and a week or so after my holiday, I'll be starting a full-time position that aligns perfectly with my field. One side of me would love to tell you all about it, but the other side of me does intend to keep private life private to a certain degree for a multitude of reasons, some of which aren't all that hard to guess with the effect the internet can have on people's lives. I could mention countless examples of where, let's say, internet figures have shared too much and it backfired later down the line, but I don't think I can mention a single example where saying less has led to a negative outcome. And as such, keeping it vague seems like the more logical decision, even though I'd love to share what it's all about to see if any of you have or have had a similar position. With the information I have shared though, I'm sure you can imagine that this will have some kind of effect on the channel, and that's why I'm making this channel update. I've always said that I would continue with YouTube at the very least until I graduated, and here we are. It was essentially a promise to myself to not cut short the opportunity that is becoming a YouTuber within a certain community, in this case, the RuneScape community. Along the way, I've reached the goals I've set myself, with the most recognizable goal, of course, being obtaining 100,000 subscribers, a childhood dream come true. Now that I've achieved that ultimate goal and the minimum deadline I set for myself to continue creating content has passed, I don't believe my younger self would be disappointed if I chose to step back from content creation today. And honestly, there have been days where I thought taking a step back would have been freeing. With that being said, I'm very much of the opinion that YouTube has grown to be a part of my life that I do intend to continue, as long as I'm still getting the same enjoyment and fulfillment I'm gaining out of it right now, which far outweigh the days where I lack creative energy or the energy in general to think of, plan, record, edit, and release a video. I strongly believe that starting my quote-unquote actual career will have a positive impact by reducing a certain type of pressure I've felt to continue creating content, as it will provide me with a stable stream of income alongside YouTube. Now, I've been earning a good amount of money from YouTube for the past 5 or 6 years, and I've been taking it seriously to the point where I could nearly call it a full-time job, but not quite. The only way I could have ever justified putting so many hours in a medieval clicking game is if it earned a considerable amount of income. Otherwise, at least half of those hours would have been spent at your average student job. Think working at a local bar, restaurant, or supermarket. Now, I'm confident I could easily live off of YouTube by full-timing it right now if I wanted to, especially if I tried to explore and grow alternative channels, but I don't really feel like the drive is there in the current moment. Personally, I believe it makes far more sense to put that energy into a career instead of another channel like this one, which I wanted to take to the next level with the new Age of Mythology release, but I just didn't really feel like playing after I tried the beta. And, I also have this channel, which I would be far more likely to spend resources, aka time on, than an alternative channel. YouTube has shown me that it is possible to earn a livable income even as a relatively small channel in the grand scheme of YouTube things, but as I've said in the past, I don't want to put all my eggs in a single basket, especially especially if that basket's future is uncertain and very inconsistent. And to be brutally honest, in 5 or 10 years, perhaps in just 6 when I hit 30 years old, I'll be in an entirely different phase of life where making YouTube videos, whether that's on RuneScape or something else, is something at the lowest of my priorities. Whenever that point comes, I do think it's going to be far more useful to have some experience in my field than to have been making videos full-time during that time frame, which I imagine is going to make any transition to, let's say, the industrial engineering field far more difficult. With my thought process out of the way, I'm sure you will all be pleased to hear that despite upcoming changes and events, not all that much will change for you, the viewer. The reason being is I'm not at the point where enjoyment and fulfillment from YouTube have gone out of the window and it's still very much prominent in my life. And as such, I've tried and managed to negotiate my hours in a way that I'll easily be able to, at the very least, cover updates and or patches on Monday. So that's at least one video per week, despite going into a full-time position. Now, of course, with a full-time job, my schedule is going to get a little bit busier than before, which may affect my other uploads and upload schedule in general, but I do believe it's possible to maintain YouTube to some degree and continue doing what I love doing, as I've done with 2 6-month full-time internships in the last 2 years. It's far from the first time I've worked full-time hours and on YouTube on the side, but this time it's not temporary, it will be a permanent change. As such, it's possible that you will see a reduced amount of uploads overall, but I'll try my best to maintain consistency. The key takeaway here is that I won't be going anywhere, but it might have some kind of effect on this channel. So that's it for the channel update. Just to add, for that holiday coming up, I do have 2 videos scheduled to go live while I'm away, so there will still be some new content for you to enjoy. In the meantime, make sure you've hit that notification bell and subscribe so you don't miss those videos or anything new when I return. Feel free to follow me in my socials linked below, and thank you for understanding. See you soon.